in his basement, really. But we'll try to go for like 30 minutes or so, and but people love the stories like more than this. Like we did this. And we'll talk about like like this happened, with these people, kind of thing. That's what I like hearing the stories. Like,
yeah. Hey, I love it all. So
good deal. Okay, this will be for this Monday. So let me get. You're in Indy. So
yeah.
Are you what part of Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
So you're like actually down in the city?
In Indiana. Yep. Actual Indianapolis, born and raised.
Nice. Because I always ran that. Well, I didn't always, but I ran that race we ran on the racetrack.
The mini marathon. I ran that once, Mike, and not for me.
Yeah, I was sick the time I ran. I didn't know I was sick at the time, and I almost
I had told my dad that I had been training, and I hadn't.
Yeah, I'd done that before.
I maybe ran like 15 minutes straight, and when he made me run the whole thing because he was not happy. So I ran the whole thing, but I was not in great shape.
Yeah, I kind of did that with Paige, and she had to run.
Just force him to go.
She had to run 48 miles, complaining to me the whole time. I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm just quitting." I'm like, "No, you're not quitting." No,
that's how he was too. I was like, "I'm gonna walk." He's like, "If you start walking, I'll never see you again." And I was like, and he said at the end, my legs were barely moving. He's like, "I don't even know if you can call that running at the end."
Yeah, it was because Scott and Paige and I did the dopey together, so Scott got to see all the drama. He had a front row seat, and he actually ended up having a it's called like not a shin splint, but like a bone break in his shin bone. Like he was in a boot after that.
I've been meaning to ask, is the dopey like where you run like a mini?
So you run, it's 4 days. So it's Thursday through Sunday. And on Thursday, you do the 5. On Friday, you do the 10K. And on Saturday, you do the half marathon. And on Sunday, you do a full. You do 40.
How do people, like, I thought that's what it was, but I was like, no way people actually do that.
It's really stupid. But I mean, it's not as bad as it sounds. Like, I ran the Chicago Marathon like 10 days ago, and that almost killed me, like more than a dopey ever did.
Probably because you're just like on the high of Disney when you're there.
Yeah, that's it. And you're just like, you're messing around more down at Disney. Like I felt like when I was in the Chicago Marathon, like everybody was an Olympian. I was like,
yeah.
These people all look like they're way in shape.
Yes.
Like, it's regular people at Disney. So anyway, All right. So we will get cracking here. So episode 1986. Hopefully the dog doesn't bark. All right, I think we're set. Here we go. Hey, Margie. Margie's in here with us.
Hi.
No, don't go barking.
Yeah, I have some cats that might join in, but we'll see.
Oh, just like the dog's head just popped up, like she's looking up. Something's about to happen. Don't bark. She usually doesn't bark. Okay. I think my daughter just like DoorDash some Panera or something.
Hey, I DoorDash every day of my life. I get it.
Son is like, no.
During the pandemics, one time I Uber Eats twice in one day. That's when I knew I had to get it under control.
Hey, we just had Happy Joe's Pizza real quick.
Oh, so it sounds good.
Good. Okay, here we go. Somebody's walking around upstairs. My wife's got her heels on. Okay, or their boots or something. Okay, here we go. And there she goes again. Right on top of me. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 1986 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. You know what? As a Mizzou fan, you guys know that I'm a huge Mizzou football fan. I got to tell you, it wasn't such a bad weekend for once. We've been having a tough season. I'll admit it. And my buddy Scotty G up in Michigan, his state Spartans, they're undefeated and they're having a great season. My season, my guys aren't doing so well, but we had a bye week, so I can't complain. We didn't lose this weekend. We didn't win. No stress. Got to take the weekend off and get some stuff done. So hopefully you had a great weekend as well. But it's time to get back to work and school here in this fall week right here as we're leading up to Halloween. And we're going to take care of a trip report. We're heading down to Walt Disney World, and we're heading out to Indianapolis, Indiana, one of my favorite places, with listener Natalie. Natalie, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
I love Indy. Seriously, you snickered. I do like Indy. I've run races.
I've just been here my whole life, but it's not bad. It's not a bad place to be.
Now, so are you an Indianapolis sports fan? Like you a Colts fan? Or
no, I'm not. I'm not a sports girl at all. So whenever you start talking baseball, I just kind of tune out for a second.
That's terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that means we got to talk Disney. So let's just hop right in. So before we get into your trip, which was this past August, and we get to talk about the Riviera. So I'm so pumped about that. And my daughter Mallory, who has, super expensive, her tastes are way more expensive than her old man needs, a daughter that has that kind of taste, but she'll love this. But give me your background with Disney. Why are you such a Disney fan? Why are you listening to a Disney podcast, that kind of stuff? How'd you grow up Disney?
Yeah. So first I want to start, I'm a huge fan of this podcast. I listen to it regularly. I mean, every week. It makes me sad that I don't get one released on Tuesdays at work, but I work through it. But
Yes,
I don't miss an episode. But for Disney, so we went a lot when I was little, like every year, and then we didn't go for a while. Probably like once I got into high school, we didn't go, and then me and my mom decided to go on a trip in like 2014, and we stayed at All Star Sports, and we just didn't get the Hopper Pass. All we did was one day at Magic Kingdom and one day at Animal Kingdom. And after that, it was just game over. We were just hooked. My family started coming with me. We started going twice a year since then.
You know what, though? That sounds a lot like how I kind of got started with it because, before my wife and I got married, we were dating, and Paige is my stepdaughter. We would go down and we would stay just like you, All Star Sports, go on the cheap. We drove down to Florida. We'd have the cooler in the back seat. We'd roll the cooler into the room with snacks and stuff. And I mean, you could go relatively cheaply, go into the parks and have just a great time. And what's funny is that, we've had all these experiences now. We've stayed sometimes at the beach club. I stay at Pop Century a lot. I'm all over the place. I save money where I can. But when I look back at the trips, those were some of the most fun trips of all,
for sure.
And like when I look at the pictures and I see us like at music or sports or Pop Century right after it opened, man, those were like the best days ever looking back.
Oh yeah. Exactly. You always remember the first one that got you hooked back, gave you the bug again, the Disney bug.
So what do you remember kind of about those trips that kind of stick out? Because, as I recall, the things that I'm missing about those trips were kind of like the nighttime parades, the fireworks, it just seemed like we would just go to a theme park and not really have a plan, but we'd have the best day ever. And, things are different now. Like you're almost guaranteed to have X, Y, and Z experiences, which you weren't guaranteed anything. But I think I liked kind of just seeing where the day took us in the old days.
Yeah. When I was little, what I remember the most is the Minnie Mouse house. That was my favorite. And I remember I won so clearly a trip where I got like a shirt that's like airbrushed and has Daisy on it and says like Natalie 99 on it. And I still have it. And I remember, and I had a hat that had like Minnie on it with a flower sticking up. And I got every single autograph from my mom just took me around Magic Kingdom all day. And it was the best.
That is so awesome. Yeah. Toontown. I remember all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why they got rid of it. That was like the best. I loved exploring like little worlds like that.
Seriously. I know it's fun to have those memories though. And that's why I like that it's the 50th anniversary. We get to talk about these things. Now, besides Toontown though, if you could bring back anything from the past, besides, we just mentioned that, was there anything that you would bring back if you had the opportunity to?
It obviously would be Toontown. I also would like a light parade at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
I mean, there is nothing like it. I find myself at parades like that, just waving at characters. Like I don't even notice that I'm doing it. And I'm just like, I'm a 5-year-old again.
I think too, with those parades, even if you weren't a fan of a typical parade, because some people just like, parades, Ricky's that way. Like Ricky's like, I don't watch parades. And she's weird. Like she didn't even watch like Spectrum Magic or Legend. She watched parades. I think most people though would stop at night to watch.
Oh yeah.
Just to watch those parades. And the funny thing was, it wasn't just like the big floats. I remember that Paige, when she was little, with Spectrum Magic, or it could have been Main Street Electrical Parade, but she was enamored with, there was like, the ladies that walked like fireflies and they would do this like dance.
Yes.
Main Street. I mean, that was like, she talked about that for years. Like,
yes, it's the small dancers and everyone, it was just all done just so well. Oh my God. It was just mesmerizing. You couldn't take your eyes off of it.
Right. I mean, she'd be back in the backyard, back home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's awesome. All right. So let's hop into your trip. And so give us some background. So the trip we're going to talk about today, when did you go down and kind of how did it come together and who went with you?
So we went down at the end of August and it was me, my mom, and then my sister-in-law and brother-in-law went with us. And originally it was just going to be me and my mom because we'll just go us two if other people can't join. But now that my sister-in-law has got the Disney bug, she cannot stand if someone else goes without her. She books a trip as well. So they just booked onto us, and we stayed at the Riviera. We went from a Saturday to a Tuesday, I believe. And we flew down early Saturday. We flew Southwest, the only way to do it from the Midwest.
Yep.
And we flew down Saturday, and we got to the Riviera about like 10 a.m. Saturday morning.
Okay, so before we even hop into getting there, why'd you guys decide to go in August, and how did you land on the Riviera of all the resorts to choose from?
So
Nice
yeah,
call, by the way.
we
But
went
how'd
in
you pick-
January, and for some reason, my mom just thought that August was a good time to go because it's so hot. So a lot of people, she thinks this is her theory. I don't know if there's any. It was very small crowds, but I don't think it's because it was super hot. But we chose Riviera. So my sister-in-law's always wanted to stay there. I was against the Riviera in the beginning, which sounds super bratty.
Yeah,
but they kind of found an okay deal, so we booked it. But my thing is like I have my Polynesian is my dream resort, and if we're spending that much money, I was like, why would we not stay at Poly or Grand Floridian? Why would we stay at this random new hotel that no one really knows anything about? But my sister-in-law, I would say she's a lot like Mallory. She has high taste, so she wanted the Riviera from day. I don't think we'll get her to stay anywhere else after this either. So that's also going to be a problem because we don't have this kind of budget all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you stay at the Riviera, it's the same problem like with going on a cruise. And like I talked about this on our honeymoon. I took my wife on a cruise. She'd never been on one, and I got had honeymoon, right? I had to get the veranda, the nice stateroom. Problem is, like,
Absolutely.
you do that, you can't do an ocean view. You can't do an inside. Like you're just done. You got to at least do a veranda from that point the rest of your life. And so you're in. I mean, so you're right. Once you stay at the Riviera, I mean, it's really hard to go back to,
Yeah, and we've stayed at Beach Club and Boardwalk, but I just don't. I think that's it for her. So it's going to be the Riviera until the end for her.
Well, sounds like you guys have a crew though that knows kind of all about the dynamics and what you're getting into. And you know what, that makes it fun as a family though, because even when you're back home, at least you have some, you have perspective to talk about, because we don't get down there quite enough, but at least you get to sit home and talk about like the pros and cons, Riviera versus Polynesian versus.
Oh yeah, we have several Disney meetings before leading up, and I would say the first 3 nothing gets done. We just kind of talk in circles around each other. Maybe something's booked, but it's changed. My mom, I'm surprised she didn't do it this time, but every time I go, she adds on a day and adds on a split stay every single time. Somehow we managed just to stay at Riviera this time, but that's usually not how it goes.
I plead the fifth because that happens for me almost every trip. Like, yeah, I will say the summer. Remember there was that I don't know if you remember. There was like Hurricane Elsa. Remember,
I think I was there for Hurricane Elsa.
Okay, there you go. So was I, because like I told Pam, I said, dude, that hurricane, its name is Elsa. That thing is definitely going to hit Orlando. We have to go a day early because our flight's going to be canceled. And so we added on a day, and then I think we had a second day just to be safe. It was one of those things.
Add one on the end, book in your trip. That's what we do.
Got to be safe, right? That's like, it's Elsa. I was like, if it was Hurricane Frank or something, I'm not worried about Frank, but Elsa, like, it's got to go to Orlando. Come on now. Anyway, okay, so you guys get to the Riviera, first experience there. So talk to us about staying there. Now I know it wasn't the Polynesian, but
I've never stayed at the Polynesian, but it's still on my list. But I mean, I was blown away from the second. So the first thing I remember is we walked up, and I don't know if this is at every deluxe resort because we don't always stay at deluxe resorts, but someone met us like outside, and we just dropped our bags there, and they just took them from us. Like, we didn't have to give them to bellhop, nothing. That was it, which was wild.
That's usually happening at the deluxe. Is that
it is? I mean, I was in shock because at All Star, I'm like lugging my bag, like we were prepared to take it to our room.
No,
but I mean, it was crazy. So we just dropped them off there and left. So we got there, and in the lobby is just amazing. And when you look right out at the area where that big chessboard is and all that, I mean, I was like, okay, maybe I was being a little bratty.
Okay, let me ask you this though, because you're from the Midwest, you're from Indiana. Bocce ball. Did you know what bocce ball was?
I do know what bocce ball is.
Okay, see, I didn't know. We don't. We don't play that in St. Louis.
I don't know how, but I'm familiar with it. But I don't know how to play chess though. But I did appreciate looking at it.
I'll be honest, I don't know how to play chess either. And I taught gifted education. All my kids knew how to play. I just faked it. I was like,
you just act like you knew what you're doing.
Sit there and stared at him like I was judging. I didn't know how to play. So anyway,
but yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, the Riviera smells good. Like when you go in that hotel, because it's still so new, it just smells fresh and deluxe.
And I love how everything's so close together.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
when
right.
we didn't even ask for a preferred room or anything, and we were just like, I don't even know, I don't remember what floor we were on, but it took like 2 seconds to get to the lobby, to the bus stop, everything was
So
great.
did you guys have a studio or what'd you guys have?
I think we had a studio. We had the one bedroom, and then we just had the bedroom with a big bed and then the pull down.
Okay, so did that work out well? Because you guys had what,
Yeah,
4
so
adults?
we had two rooms. It was me and my mom in one, and then my sister-in-law and brother on the other. And this was actually the first time we did adjoining rooms where they were actually right by each other. We usually get them, like, request them close, but I didn't realize how big of a difference that would make having them right next to each other. It just made everything just so much smoother.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can just hop out. Hey, let's go. Let's get
Yeah, and we
going.
did some laundry together one night, and we could do it together. It was really nice.
Oh, wait, so you guys had the laundry in the room. So you guys must
No,
have
we didn't. We actually had it down the place,
had the
but
hall.
it was
Okay.
they gave us, like, a cart. I mean, it was super simple.
Super nice. Yeah, that's a key thing. People that if you've never done laundry on vacation, I've said this a
Oh,
few times throughout the show, it's say like you don't have to pack as much and it's just so much
yes. My
you
sister-in-law
realize
washes it before she goes home every
yeah,
time,
my wife's done that too. And
but
it's
I'm not on that level yet. I
yeah.
don't care that much,
It,
but she
it,
does.
yeah, it seriously it makes a difference. Okay, so did you guys take advantage of any amenities around the resort, like the pools or dining there? What
So we
anything?
did the pool, like, the 3rd day, and it is super nice. We did
Yeah,
it at night after, like, a open to close at the park. So we went down to the hot tub. We almost didn't go, but we're really our dogs were barking, so we're like, "We gotta go down there." So we went, and it's so nice down there. The kid area is so cute.
yeah, right. And they have those two super because they don't have just one super nice pool at the Riviera. If you've never been over there, they have two
Yes,
super nice pools. The one has the feature slide
with
that's
this,
got kind
like
of like a
and the pool
slide.
bar is right there.
Yes, that's
It's
all
so nice,
right
and
there.
it's open so late. I don't know if it's all have they always been open this late, or has that been a recent.
I think that they're the hours have been expanded. So
Yeah, I just don't
it's
ever
like
remember
this-
it being, and I mean, it was crowded. When we went there, it was like 11 o'clock, and there was, like, little kids swimming.
well, it's
It was
vacation.
crazy.
And let's live it up a little bit. We're on
Oh,
vacation.
yeah, I love to see it.
That's good
Loved
stuff.
it.
All right. So let's spend some time in the theme parks. You guys mentioned you guys dogs are barking, you guys go hard. So you guys are kind of a rope drop till then you don't
We
come
always rope
back.
drop, always. I
Okay,
mean, that's just in our DNA. We're not like Ricky sleeping in. We
good. Yeah,
don't.
that's terrible. It gives me
No, it makes me cringe when I mean, I respect it because she commits hard to it, but I
yes,
just couldn't. So
she commits to the wrong things. I
the
know.
first day we went, so we didn't get there till about 11 the first day. And we didn't have the exact same schedule with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So me and my mom went to Animal Kingdom then. I mean, lines were nothing. We went to Flight of Passage, and I hate to say this because I'm about to be 30, but it's starting to make me kind of sick.
Yeah, see, join the crowd. I'm telling you,
I
man.
just feel like I'm too young for that, but
Me too.
I had to close my eyes at one point, and then that wasn't really helping. I was like, I don't know if I should leave them open. But I love that ride. So we rode that first. My mom also got sick, and she swore that's the last time she's riding it, but we'll see.
But see, here's the thing, real quick. Let me just tell you, think how much money that's going to save you and not having to buy those individual
I
light lane
know.
passes now.
I know, she won't buy it.
That's like $9 in your pocket every time.
I'm gonna try Dramamine next time, but I mean, I don't. It's not worth it to me if it ruins the rest of my day. But it's such a good ride, so it's just. But like walking off it out, we were both like, "Oh, this is not a good way to start the trip." But we pushed through, and then we went and did the Navi River ride, and we waited like maybe 10 minutes for that. It was super quick, and then
Yes,
we
I
did.
like that ride. I know that makes me sound like I'm 87, but I like that ride.
I love a slow boat ride. I
Yeah, me
love
too.
it. I love the one at Epcot. I love Living Off the Land, best ride
Yeah.
at Disney,
So,
maybe.
agreed. Yes.
I love a slow boat ride. It's so cool to look at. And then we did the safari after that, and we actually got stuck on the safari, which was the first time that's happened to me. I guess there was a rhino laying in the middle of the path, and they're like, there's not much we can do when a rhino
Yeah.
decides to lay down.
Yeah.
So we sat. It was really hot this trip. So we did that, and I think that's all we did at Animal Kingdom. Oh, we did like Gorilla Falls, but my mom can't. I really want to do Yeti, but my mom doesn't really do it, and I didn't really feel like riding alone. So we went back to the hotel, rested a little bit, and then we went to downtown Disney for dinner.
Now wait a second. So you guys did not have Satuli Canteen while you're there?
No, I know, I
Ooh,
know. It's not like us, and we didn't get Yak and Yeti, which may be the best restaurant in the park.
that is a good hidden gem because
Oh,
it's
it's so
never
good.
talked about anymore, and it is awesome. It is
No,
good.
it's so good. And what's the character buffet that's there, Tusker House.
Tusker House is
So
good.
I did that a couple years ago with my brother and my mom. We didn't realize it was a character meal. That's like 3 adults, but it was like we didn't even care. It was worth it. That food was
cute.
That food is amazing.
The food is super good, and the characters are actually really good there too.
Oh, it was so good. But yeah, so we did that, and then we love to start our trip off with dinner at Morimoto. So when the meal plan was around, we used to do it as a lunch, like a late lunch, and there was only 1 credit then. But since it's not around anymore, we just did dinner. And those ribs at Morimoto, life-changing.
Here's my quick story about Morimoto's. I've only been there once, and it was for the media event when they opened up, when they kind of redid Disney Springs. Mm-hmm. Back in like 2016 or 7. I'm looking for the badge. I can't remember. It was like 2016, 2017. So they sent us to all these restaurants, and like we could sample things like part of the media. So we didn't, it was cool because we didn't have to pay for anything.
Right? Love free stuff.
It's like buffet. Oh my gosh. Morimoto's is where I stayed. That stuff was so good there.
Everything is good.
And Frontier Cucina. They were probably like, this guy just needs to go. It was so good. And that place is beautiful inside too.
It is, except we are kind of on and off again vegetarians as a family. And those hanging ducks that they have in the kitchen.
See, I don't remember. I like the big chandeliers, like the lights and stuff.
Yes, that's nice. But the hanging ducks are just kind of hard I know I'm eating chicken. I just don't. I'd rather not have to look at it. I know that's bad, but.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that value.
So we ate there. We got like a bottle of sake. It was amazing. And then we went to World of Disney, which was a madhouse. It was also raining, so people were finding coverage there. And then we had a pretty early night that night because we had just been parking all day. And then we went back to the hotel, just kind of passed out. And the next day, I did Magic Kingdom the next day.
All right. So, well, for one thing is World of Disney never, ever not a madhouse. I mean,
no, never. But I love it in there. I can't not. I have to buy something. I got a hat and a shirt.
Here's my hot take on World of Disney. I liked it better the old way with all the old like separate rooms. You always lost your family. Like,
yes, it's stressful in there.
You would bend over to tie your shoe and you wouldn't see your family for like 6 days.
Exactly. You try on one hat and you turn around and everyone's gone.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know why I liked it better. I'd be like, find me in jewelry. That's the least crowded part of the store. I'll be in jewelry if we get separated. It's fine now, but it's it's more open. Okay, so you guys go to the Magic Kingdom. So again, rope drop in Magic Kingdom.
Rope drop Magic Kingdom. And just me. So we went there, and then my brother and sister-in-law, they did Animal Kingdom that day, but we rope dropped there. We haven't rope dropped Magic Kingdom in a while. It's been a couple years, and we tried to rope drop Splash Mountain. That's where we were running to. I mean, the crowds. It was wild.
Wait, let me guess what happened, because this happened to me twice. Splash Mountain didn't open with the park.
Exactly. And we didn't know that.
It happened to me twice.
We were still walking towards it until a guy next to us was like, yeah, no, it's not. It's temporarily closed. So we were like to Thunder Mountain, and I know I might get some hate for this, but not a Thunder Mountain fan. So we turned around and we did Peter Pan's Flight, which is my mom's favorite. She has to do it every time. Walked onto that. There was nothing. And we were there. So it opened at 9, and they actually let us in just at 9. And we did Peter Pan's Flight, Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then Splash Mountain opened. We did that all in an hour and a half.
Without a lightning lane, people. This was before Genie was helping us.
It was, we were like, okay, so what? So then we went and did the People Mover. Oh, I did try, because I hear it on this podcast all the time. I tried the cheeseburger spring rolls. I was like, we got to try it. And I love Big Macs. I heard someone on this podcast say it's like, I hated it.
I haven't had one yet. Every time I go there, there's a line, and I'm like,
it like separates in your mouth. It was, I couldn't even eat a whole one.
Okay.
So that was disappointing. So then I got a Mickey pretzel just to get that taste out of my mouth.
That works.
And then we went, and we also, nothing we might get hate for. I'm not a big People Mover fan.
Oh, wait, easy.
I know. Only because
we'll get the emails coming in. Easy.
Only because we usually don't have time, because you're just packed. So we went and did that because we had done everything, and we read that, and it was actually really nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I loved it. So it's just a time thing.
Okay.
So we left there, and we went back to the hotel for a little bit, and then my mom has been making reservations at Beaches and Cream for every trip, and we always cancel it. And so this time we stuck with it and went to Beaches and Cream, and we got obviously the No Way Jose.
Oh, so good. I'd pay $50 for one of those right now.
So good.
Said $50 and we could have one delivered to your front door tonight. I would gladly pay $50 for
That was my first time I've had it. And we were looking at the menu. I was like, listen, the podcast. Oh, I just talk about this podcast. Like, you guys are my best friends. I'm like, listen, Mike says that we have to get the Noe Jose. So we got it. And then we also got the strawberry shortcake as well.
Oh, man.
So good. But this day was super, super, super hot. So our plan was we had park reservations we had the hopper. So we hopped over to Epcot that day. And then my brother and sister-in-law is there. And we're pretty tough when it comes to heat. Like, we go open to close. But walking from Canada, we were walking to Frozen, was like, I felt like I was like about to pass out. Like, I could barely put one leg in front of the other. So me and my mom went and did Frozen. And that was probably the longest wait we had the whole trip. And it was about 50 minutes. My whole family, I love the Frozen ride. My family is not a big fan. They think that it's not immersive enough. I think Disney kind of cheaped out on it because it's really a lot of stuff. It's only on one side.
It's immersive as long as you look to the right.
Yeah, exactly. Like on Splash, it's like everywhere. My brother is like super against it, but I love the queue. I love all of it. And I think it's a good ride, but no, I can't. I like had to talk my mom onto it. And it's usually a long wait, so they never will do it. So we did that, and I loved it still. My mom still had the same complaints about it being on one side. And then we went to the bar in Mexico, and we had a avocado margarita, obviously.
That's a good choice. I had one of those last trip this summer.
Hung out there for a little bit, and then we went and we walked onto Soarin'. No line at all. And then we looked up wait times at Hollywood Studios, and Tower of Terror was like a 10-minute wait. So we hopped on that Skyliner, and we had passes for there the next day. So we're like, let's try to knock some stuff out because there's so many rides there now.
Yeah, there are.
So we knocked out Tower of Terror. We knocked out Flight of Passage. We knocked out Toy Story Mania, Mickey's Runaway Railroad, 20-minute wait.
Now, let me ask you that because you've been there many times. Mickey's Runaway Railway. What'd you think? And would you?
Adorable.
Is it better than Great Movie Ride? Would you swap it out if you?
No, I don't. You talk about that a lot. I don't remember a Great Movie Ride.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know everyone. The dance. I think it's adorable. My brother-in-law is obsessed with it. Minnie's Ride. I think he brought it twice when we were there. But that dance scene, is the cutest.
That is cute. Yeah,
it's the cutest part of the whole park. It's the cute. It might be the cutest part of any ride in Disney.
It's funny watching the other cars, especially if you have
I look around
like 50-year-old New York dudes that are like, they're just tough dudes, and they're all like cha cha cha.
I know. I don't know why it's so cute either. It's just, but it's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then my sister-in-law got us late reservations at what's the restaurant at Riviera Topolino Terrace?
Oh, see, I'm the last person on earth ever to eat there. I have not eaten there yet.
So I think we were confusing it with isn't there one at Coronado's that has like small plates?
Yes, Toledo's.
So that's what we thought it was.
Yeah, that's the problem. They both start with T's and they're both on top.
So we got up there, and it was like real fan. Like, we come in just like, I know you can wear Disney gear anywhere in Disney except Victoria and Albert's, but we came in just like, and people were like in dresses, and we were like, and we looked at the menu. We're like, this isn't what we thought.
Another reason why I haven't been there yet. I'm gonna go, but
crazy expensive. So we but it was good, and they were super nice. The food was good, and the view up there is just. And I think our reservation was like at 9 or 8:30, and I can't express how nice it is to have dinner at your resort, a late night dinner at your resort. It's just a quick walk back to your hotel room was it was so nice.
It's so much better than especially like in August. There's been so many times where I've, eaten at 50's prime time, and I've eaten a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
So the best example is like you eat at Liberty Tree Tavern at Magic Kingdom, right? You have Thanksgiving dinner, then you have like a dessert on top of it. And then you got to roll out of the Magic Kingdom. You're like an hour from your hotel. Like,
yes,
it's 100 degrees.
The bus lines are long.
Oh, you're just miserable until you get back to you're just done the rest of the night. But yeah, if you can just roll into your bed in 5 minutes and get some.
And Riviera, everything's so close. It's like, it's perfect.
Totally. Now tell me that you guys at least got something at Prima Piatto too while you were there, the counter service place. So
the first day, actually the first 2 days, I got for breakfast, I got the ham and cheese croissant.
Okay.
Egg and cheese. Yes. Oh my goodness. I could not even believe every bite was like heaven in my mouth. I couldn't even believe it.
That place is awesome. I love it because I was saying
so good.
I went over there and had breakfast every morning.
Yes. Why wouldn't you? It's perfect.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So now, so you guys knocked out some of the studios that night. Good
So the next
idea.
day was our big studio day. So this is when the virtual queue. So we'd been twice and we didn't get Rise of the Resistance. So this was like go time. So this was a very, very big morning. So me and my sister-in-law went out like super early, walked out to the parking lot, turned off our Wi-Fi, did all that, everything that you guys taught me on here. And we got it. So we're cheering, we're like going like super excited. And then we're walking back in, kind of running down the hallway. And I'm like the biggest 30 Rock fan of all time. And I go around the corner, so I don't even, but Tracy Morgan from SNL.
Yeah, I know who Tracy Morgan is. I've never seen
just walking slowly towards me.
Shut up. You serious?
I swear. And so I'm going off this high of like we were cheering out there. And I come around the corner and I just like stare at him with the mouth open. He's just walking down those hallways. And I turn around and look at my sister-in-law and her back is flat against the wall. And I was like, was that? And she was like, yes, was that? And we were going back and forth. We couldn't believe it. So we're going upstairs to tell them we're cheering, we're screaming. And then we look on the internet and he's like, he's taking pics with people in the parks. And it was like the highlight to I literally fell asleep that night watching 30 Rock. And then I saw, I could not believe it.
You should have got a selfie. I mean,
I know I was too scared, but then I see him again. Then when we were leaving that, for the trip, when we were waiting for our bus, for the Magical Express, we saw him again and he waved and blew us a kiss.
Oh, there you go.
I could have passed out. That could have been the end of my life and it wouldn't have mattered. I was zooming.
That is so funny. Yeah, that's awesome.
I couldn't believe it. I could not.
This is kind of one of the unspoken rules about staying at a deluxe at Disney is that you do have to keep your head on a swivel at a deluxe because you could. That's the honest to God.
Yes.
Around any corner, you could run into a celebrity at any. Like,
we walked just like this right by each other, and he was walking, and I was like, and I already kind of like I can't control my face that well, and my sister-in-law is back against the wall, and I was like, what? And she's like, yes, and we were just like. Oh, I wish we would have gotten a picture, but I just want him to know that I'm a big fan. That's all I needed.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Okay, so now you go over to the studios, you have your Rise. What was do you remember your boarding group? Like around what number?
You're like 77. And it didn't start boarding. It took a while to board and it was moving pretty slow. So we rope dropped Slinky Dog, which also kind of made me sick. So I'm just kind of an old lady.
Yeah.
We did Slinky Dog. And then I think we did Toy Story Mania. And then I don't know if you guys have this issue with Hollywood Studios, but I always struggle to find food there early in the morning.
Yes. Lunch is fine. Like, cause I'm good.
Nothing opens till like 11. And I'm not really a big breakfast person in general. I'm more like, give me a burger. But we went to that quick service in Star Wars. They had that chickpea.
Yeah, see, I always get that. I get that breakfast Ronto wrap. That's my go-to.
Yeah, there's a vegetarian version of that, right?
That's what I get. Yeah, that's
what I got, and that was amazing. It like really it got our day going. So we did that, and then we did Tower of Terror, I think, and then we had reservations at Olga's Canteen.
Yes.
So we got some drinks there. Me and my sister-in-law and my mom we were at a standing table and we had tennis shoes on and we took them off and we're standing on our shoes and we got in trouble. So don't do that. You have to have your shoes on the whole time. So that was embarrassing, but like my feet were killing me at that point. It'd been that was our third day.
Are you guys big Star Wars fans or just like?
So I'm not, but I can appreciate it. My brother-in-law is huge. So my brother-in-law made his third lifesaver that trip.
Oh, he's all in. See, I'm jealous. I haven't even made my first. I'm going to one of these days.
Yes.
When I win the lottery.
He made his third one that day. So, and they just they ship it back to his house for him, which is nice.
No, see, when I make mine,
you're carrying it through.
I am carrying that thing onto the airplane like a Jedi because you've seen it. I mean, because you fly back from Orlando to Indianapolis, like every flight that you come back, somebody gets on that plane with a lightsaber, and I'm always like, oh man, that is so cool. Like,
yeah, it's great to see it all at the airport.
On with a soda, but this guy can bring on a lightsaber. Like, what's wrong?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so he made his, and then right after that, we went straight to what's it called? The Derby place, what's it called?
Oh, the Brown Derby. Yes.
Yeah, we went there.
Place I haven't been. You're going to all
You've
the places.
Never been there?
I know it's one of the few places.
Mike,
again, it's a signature restaurant, and here's why. It doesn't have like any kind of like show. Like it's just a restaurant. Like 50s prime time, it's
Mm-hmm.
got its thing. Like sci-fi, it's got its thing.
Sci-fi is my favorite restaurant, but
I can't get in
getting
there.
reservations there is impossible
That's
right
what I was
now.
just gonna say. I haven't been able to get in there for 2 years. I cannot get a reservation.
And I don't remember it being that bad before.
Me neither. I don't know what happened.
That
Like, I guess they have like 3
or
cars.
that steak sandwich that they have there. Wow,
Yeah,
life
just on the
changing.
end. Okay, but Brown Derby though, you guys liked it or what?
Oh yeah, we eat there usually every time. Me and my mom split the burger. We're not the most adventurous eaters, so we just kind of stick to basics. But then we got the grapefruit
That cake.
cake or whatever. So it was amazing. And then we were still waiting for our boarding pass to be called, and we hung out at that bar right outside of Star Wars Land.
That's what you're supposed to do. Baseline Tap House. It's the
Baseline, yes. So we
daycare.
hung out there. People watched for a while. We were I thought we were about to lose my sister-in-law. She was fading fast, but she stuck it out, and they finally called our number. But like Ricky said, like we waited a long time in that line, like after our boarding pass was called. It took us we probably waited almost an hour to get on the ride, but it was amazing. And I hadn't watched any spoilers or anything. So it was super cool. I mean, everyone is just so in character. I love it.
Yeah, I do love that attraction. But I'm glad
in that drop. I know we're not supposed to give spoilers, but
well, I could do without the drop. I don't like the
no,
drop.
that's the best part.
It's okay. I mean, but it's the same thing. Like that's the only part that makes me almost want to,
Yeah.
But
it's
cool.
good. I mean, they're I don't want to give it
away. It totally works with the show. So, yes. Okay, so after you do Rise, is that it for the day at the studios?
So we thought, but we were a little hungry, so we thought since we have the hopper, we went over to Epcot again.
Good call.
And we got some pizza in Italy. We just hung out there with just like a slice from the quick service. And then I actually went to China and got quick service from there. And I kind of just needed a break. And they were just kind of taking too long. So I went back to the hotel in the Skyline, and they went and rode Soarin' again one more time.
Nice.
And just needed it was a lot of togetherness for what. So I just took the Skyliner back by myself. It was amazing. I walked through that little area at Riviera where they have another nod to Tangle there with we all know we need more representation for Tangle in the park. We got a bathroom and a little archway. We need more. She deserves more.
I agree. That's a great movie, and it should.
But that is so pretty at Riviera. That little area. I think they have Peter Pan there too, and Tangle.
Yeah, seriously, if I was like a local and I was a kid like in high school, that'd be a great place for like pictures for like
amazing.
This is what we used to do back in the 90s, like a high school dance, like backdrop, boom, right there.
Beautiful. I'd do it now. I'd take a picture there right now as a 30-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got back and we hung out for a little bit. And this was the day we were like, should we go to the pool? Like, we're really tired because we had been like all open to close that day. And then we decided to go down there, and I'm really glad we did. It was so nice.
Nice.
And then we went to sleep. And then the next day, this is just like little, and we have a trip coming up in May with like a big group of people. So we wanted to do like a little like look around to see what we'd like. And we went to Coronado Springs. I'd never been there. That place is amazing.
That place is awesome.
If they get a Skyliner there, it's game over.
Oh, dude, that's it. It's a deluxe. If they get the Skyliner, it's a deluxe resort.
It's the best. I mean, it is beautiful. The pools, the food court, amazing. It looks like there's a ton of different restaurants there.
Maya Grill rocks. I mean, that's a hidden gem. But
I mean, the only downfall is that it's only bus transportation. But I mean.
But it's right across the street from Epcot and the studios, and it's a downworld drive from Magic Kingdom, and it's close to I think it's the most centrally located to all 4 parks. Like if you had
it's amazing
right there. Yeah,
and the price, I was blown. I'd never really even considered it, but I know you guys talk about it on here all the time because again, you guys, I consider you guys my friends, so I like they talk about it, so we should try it. And we went there, and everyone was like, so we went to Fort Wilderness that day, which my sister-in-law was so uppity. She was like, absolutely not. Went to Polynesian, which is my dream, but it was under a lot of construction, and we really can't afford it. So then we went to Coronado, and I was like, this might be the one.
I think though, for like, I'm just kind of reading you here. Coronado, stay in the Grand Destino Tower. Just get
that's what we were looking at. Yeah.
Perfect. That'd be perfect for you.
The pool looked amazing.
Oh yeah. There's quiet pools in every area, but the dig site pool, the feature pool with the big pyramid. There's a great poolside bar.
Yes, the pyramid one is the one we went and looked at. Yeah,
man, it's awesome because the poolside bar even has like some hot like empanadas and stuff like that, and margaritas. Oh,
and that's where the small plate place is. The not Topolino's. Okay,
it's at the top of Grand Destino Tower. Yep.
And then so that was that morning, and our flight left at like 2 that day. So we went back, got on the got on the Tragic Express for the last time ever.
Oh, I know.
It's so sad. And then, yeah,
Okay, so
that wrapped it up.
This has been fun, but you're a huge Disney fan, so I want to ask you for about 5 more minutes to get your
Oh,
thoughts
yeah.
on a couple
Please,
of
ask
Disney
away.
things that are happening. Okay, so what do you think about all like the new fireworks shows? I know you haven't probably seen them in person yet, but you will, like Enchantment, Harmonious. It's hard to tell until you see them in person, but what are your initial thoughts? I mean, have you even watched anything, or are you trying to
I
stay?
haven't seen that much, but might not be our opinion, but I've always been a big fan of the Epcot fireworks shows because I think the viewing is just so much better. And you can like get snacks while you're doing it, and there's just so much more space. I'm not like a huge firework person, but I like the Epcot setup better.
Okay.
But you don't really like the new Epcot.
I can't.
It hasn't made you cry
It
yet.
has to grow on me. The thing is, I like the illumination so much, but the thing is, Scott and I have had this discussion many times, and I think it is absolutely true because he said it, and then when he said it, I thought the exact same thing at the same time. Is that I think that as Disney fans, we grow super, super attached to the thing that's showing when we first like really start going, like for the first time. And when I first started going to Walt Disney World, it was Spectral Magic, it was Wishes at the Magic Kingdom, it was Illuminations at Epcot, Phantasmic at the studios, and those things, I mean, just can't be beat to me. I mean, this,
I've never seen Phantasmic either.
oh man, it's awesome. You
got that one. You really like that one too.
That's my wife's favorite of all the nighttime things. Okay, one other thing. So have you been watching the last couple days as far as like Genie Plus and all the stuff that's been happening in the parks? Like, what are your initial thoughts on that? Is it something like, do you think you'll purchase Genie
I'll definitely do it.
Okay,
I'll definitely do it. But I was with Ricky on the No Fast Pass. I don't know if I only went when crowds were so low, so it was so great. But I mean, we walked onto everything, and Fast Pass, it just adds another layer of stress, and it does kind of plan out your day. You don't have as much freedom, but oh yeah, I'll buy it all. Especially if I'm in Epcot and I've had a couple cocktails and they're like $15 to ride this ride for the Lightning Lane. Check. I'll be done. I'll be on it. They'll get
You'll
me.
do that. So you'll do the individual.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm not saying like I'll go into the day saying I'm going to do it, but it'll happen. There's not a chance. My family too will be like, "What's $15?" So
That's true.
Absolutely.
It's all relative. See, that's the thing I don't think I'll use. I don't know. I mean, because again, here's the problem. I'll be down with Scott here in a couple weeks for the wine and dine race.
He goes big.
He does go big. And that's my problem. Like when I'm with him, he's like, dude, I got an ADR at some signature restaurant. I'm like, dude, Scott, I was just going to get corn dogs at Casey's. Like That's
how we are with my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Like we would never spend that kind of money, but they're like, well, yeah, we're just going to do it. So then all of a sudden I'm at these restaurants I should never be at. And then I get hooked.
I know, but so we'll see how it goes. I am going to use it because I just want to get the practice of.
Yes, I heard you saying that the other day.
Yes, I am going to do that, but it is interesting. And the thing is, here's where I think that Genie Plus will shine, as far as what I've seen over the past few days as it's rolled out, is that even we're all planners. We go to Disney, right? Because we're good at it. We listen to podcasts, we read blogs and all that stuff, Twitter. But the thing is, like with the old system, you made your 3 fast pass selections before the trip. I know that you got to kind of make your first, you don't have to, and also this is kind of a misnomer. You don't have to make your first selection at 7:00. You can make it when you get up. You're not behind if you do it at 8:00. You can make it 2 hours after 8:00 or 8:30, whatever. You're just a little bit down the line. But the thing is, like, you don't have, I think it's like less stressful because you kind of just, when you're ready to make your first one, you pick your first one. It's what there, and then when the next one becomes available, you're just kind of doing this on the fly. And I think this will actually be more spontaneous than the old system. I think
Sam was saying like whenever you do, like the first group of people will book it and then that'll be it. And then so whenever you wake up, you can just book whatever.
And those, like you said, those lightning lanes, the individual lightning lanes. I mean,
those lightning lanes are going to get me bad.
Well, it is a safety net though. Say like you couldn't get on Rise, you know what I'm saying? Like it's your last day. Like, okay, do I want to go home without riding Rise, or is it worth $15? It's probably worth $15 if you spent $3,000 on a vacation. Like,
absolutely. That's why I just feel like everyone's going to use it, but you guys make it seem like not everyone's I mean, and you said you wouldn't.
Well, see, that's my thing. But that's the thing is we all have different perspectives, right? I mean, I was down beginning of October, right? And I was there for a week in July, and then I'm going to be there in a couple weeks for Wine and Dine. I'll be there again in January for a race weekend. So if I don't ride Rise, not a big deal for me because I get to go back every few months. I'm very lucky. I don't take that for granted, but if you're going once every 3 years, or if this is
you're paying.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing it probably, right? I mean, you're just doing things differently. So It'll be interesting. So what do you think? So May, you said you're going to go back. So
No, I actually have a trip planned for January, the end of January. It's with my boyfriend, and it's the first time he's going. And I've already given him a strict I said, I will leave you behind if you cannot keep up. We're staying at Pop.
Okay, so like real quick, because we got like 3 minutes, but like, how are you getting first? I have to imagine a first time trip with you. He's got some homework, right?
Oh no, I've been training him hard, and I've already told him I'm not. This is maybe a test to our relationship. Like, you've got to be up. I can't have. If you're not a Parker, how can you last in this family? You know, we're Parkers. It's in our blood, and if you can't park hard, you don't stand a chance.
So while I'm working here in the office during the day, I watch on Pluto TV. I watch the old Amazing Race seasons. Like, it's just a channel that just plays them over and over and over. And they always have like the dating couple, you know, like doing the Amazing Race. I can totally see this right here, because it's always those stresses of like, oh my God, I haven't done this with my significant other before, you know, flying. And yeah, that Disney trip that put the stressors on you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're staying at Pop, and we were gonna go for 4 days, but because I kept adding days on, so then I had to get realistic and see what would be best. So we're just doing a Wednesday to a Sunday, and we're just gonna go hard.
Okay, so
he's got to get ready. I've been training him. I've been sending him links.
Okay, so when we're done recording this one, I'm getting that one on the calendar because we got.
Okay, yeah, yes, for sure. I would love to.
All right, well, Natalie, thanks so much for coming on the show. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. I was so nervous, but this was so fun.
Oh God, this is so fun. All right, you have a good Monday, and thanks again for coming on the show.
You too. Thank you.
All right, don't forget today's show brought to you by the great folks over at the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan the next Disney vacation, whether it's to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. Great time to book those early 2023 cruises and even Adventures by Disney. Just drop by the magicforless.com today. Fill out that free, no obligation quote and mention the Be Our Guest podcast, and we'll take great care of you from there. Check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you do that shopping, especially as the holiday season kicks in. It's one extra click and it means a lot to us. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. You guys allow us to put the show out 3 to 4 times a week all around the world. And this show does go out around the world because we hear from listeners down in South America, Australia, Japan, and all over the United States, especially Canada out there too. It's just amazing that we get to have such a great community all around the world. And it's because of our patron support. Our patrons also get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every Thursday. So if you'd like to get in on that, just visit patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Follow the show on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Mike. And of course, subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube so you can join us as we go live on for all these recordings. Don't forget to join us as well for the BOGP open line, or you, me, and Scotty G every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, where we take your calls and talk about everything Disney on Facebook and YouTube. Again, every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Give us a call. Come on the show and talk Disney with us. All right, time to get out of here, and we'll be back again on Wednesday where we'll answer your listener questions. But until then, for Natalie, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Monday. Time to get back to work. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Dude, that was so much fun.
That was the best. I've been so nervous. Like, I've been like, should I cancel? And I was like, maybe I'll call in and that'll warm me up. But
oh, that was great. Hang on, let me save this before I lose it. 19, because this computer is on its last leg.
Yeah, that was so fun.
And an old computer on Windows 7. So
we're all just doing our best here.
Oh my gosh. Yo, seriously. So when are you going in January?
So I'm going the 18th.
So that's right after I go. Okay, so
yeah, I would love to do it again. Now that I got it down, I'm just ready to chat.
Oh no, that we got to totally do that.
Okay, so I'm going the 19th to the 23rd.
How about the 26th?
Oh, absolutely.
No. Okay, hang on, let me get that on here. We'll do 6 o'clock.
Let me put it on my calendar too.
5 p.m.
I remember a couple years ago, I emailed you to do it before COVID, and you had like a 1.5 year wait.
I know. And I did have that, but what I did was, well, a lot of people canceled after like during COVID because they just didn't want to think about Disney, right? When the parks were closed, and it was kind of like a nice reset for everybody. Right now I'm booking out until I'm booked out till January 5th.
Oh, so 26 is perfect.
Yeah, and actually I have one on the 19th because someone wants to talk about marathon weekend. So yeah, this is actually only one because the only other spot I have is the 12th. Yeah, so the 26th will be perfect. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah,
I gotta
perfect.
hear about this.
Yes, and he's gonna listen. It might be a breakup story, so
No, it better not be.
I'm just kidding. But I told him, I said, if you'll have to stay in the hotel room if you're tired. I don't have time for that.
What does he have? Does he have the mindset of? I mean, like, is he gonna like it or not? I mean,
Yes. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have to. But so this might make me sound spoiled being 30, but this is like the first trip I've ever like booked and paid for all myself. Like I've given my mom money, but this is the first time I've like called Disney, made payments. I just ordered our magic bands. It's real fun.
Did he pick his magic band or did you?
Yeah, he got, and we're usually strictly against upgrading magic bands, but I got in the ice cream goofy one just because.
All right.
Just have fun.
This is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to hear about
I
this.
can't wait to.
All right, that'll be a great follow-up. All right, well, hey, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thank you so much. I'll be listening the rest of the week. And if you want to add on another show during the week, we would love a Tuesday show.
I already do so many. I gotta actually.
I know. I'm just saying, the listeners out there, and you're always like, "Hey, we're gonna keep it short." I'm like, "No. No one wants you to keep it short."
Yeah,
I need to listen to you for 2 hours at work to get me through the day.
What do you do for a living?
I work for the state. I just process like disability claims.
Nice.
So it's 8 hours in a chair, Mike. Come on, give us 2-hour shows.
Hey, I'm here too. I get it. I sit at this computer all day long, all day, all night. All right. Hey, thanks. It was good to meet you. But yeah, we'll talk.
You too. Thank you. Yes, I'll see you in January.
Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.